Cold open question of the week, Gary.
Yes, sir.
If you had to describe how you're feeling right now as an amusement park ride, what ride are you on?
Ooh. Well, I'm a little sleepy, so I'm gonna say probably it's a small world. It's so boring.
I would be that little train at Knoebels.
Hmm. Yeah, I was thinking of what was it, the People Mover too. It's a nice little just boring, relaxing ride. So that's
Yeah.
kind of tired today and just coasting.
So you were taking a nap?
I was.
Tonight on the Brian Lennon Show, episode number 48. We'll hear about Gary's new job. Something stinks in my car. And a mental health retreat. All right, so welcome back into another riveting episode of the Brian Lennon Show. I am your host, Brian Lennon, joined as always by my co-host, Gary McDaniel.
Hello.
All right, Gary, it's been a quite an eventful week. It will be a quite eventful weekend for us, hopefully.
Yeah.
And just some other odds and ends and news items to talk about. So very interested to get started here. I just want to start by Gary, you know my cars.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're not the cleanest vehicles on the earth.
No, they're not.
And the car I have now, I bought it brand new. My first car I ever bought, like brand new from the factory.
Okay.
And I got it in October of 2021. It's a 2022.
All right.
And probably sometime last spring, would that be? Yeah, last spring, early summer, I went to Burger King. I usually get the onion rings with the zesty sauce.
Okay.
And as I'm wont to do, I didn't throw the bag away right away.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you could imagine a hot car with some zesty sauce kind of lingering in it,
Jeez.
you can kind of guess the smell.
Yeah.
All right. But eventually I throw it away. But kind of all through the summer, there's this kind of odor to my car especially when I have like the air conditioning on or the vents blowing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that can't be the one little packet of zesty sauce still like coming through.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward to this year. Now it's, we've had some warm weather again. And I've been driving around with, the AC on or the vents blowing. And it's gotten worse. Jill describes it as a sweaty sock.
Oh man.
Smell. To me, it smells like the mulch they use, like if you go to like a commercial place.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it just like it smells like horse shit. It just kind of hits you in the face.
Uh-huh.
That's what it smells like to me. So every time I turn on my vents, I'm getting this like disgusting smell.
Yeah.
So last night I was leaving bingo and, it was cool last night, but I had the air going from when I had arrived earlier in the day. And that smell is still there. So I'm like, I'm going to call faithful listener JM from Oliphant to see what he suggests.
Yeah.
Because to me, this is not right. So he says, it's got to be your cabin filter.
Okay.
And he asked me, what kind of car? It's a Toyota. Where'd you buy it at? Toyota, the one in Scranton. Yeah. Anyway, our friend Peter Pretko.
Yeah.
Peter Pretko works there.
Yeah.
He's in charge of something apparently. Jay's like, I'll text Pete, give him the lowdown. I'll see what he says. So Pete texts me this morning, and he's like, "It's your cabin filter, your like AC filter."
Yeah.
Jay said this is something I could even fix myself.
Yeah.
I do, I can change a battery in a car.
Mm-hmm.
I could change a tire if I needed to,
Mm-hmm.
and I can put gas in it,
Yes.
and I can check the oil.
Yep.
But they tell me, you could do this. It's not going to be, it'll be cheaper to do it yourself than go to the dealer.
Yeah.
I YouTube a video at work to watch it. Looks easy enough. Apparently, you have to take. I didn't even know this. Your glove box can actually come out of the car,
Mm-hmm.
and then behind that is where this filter is pushed into, I guess, the air conditioner.
Yep.
So I went to AutoZone after work. They had my part, and I came home, and no problems, no cursing.
Wow. Nice.
Put in my new air filter. So now I'm looking forward to my drive to work tomorrow to see if that stench is gone.
Well, hopefully that fixed it. It's not something else that's
So
rotting in there.
that's what I was saying. I'm like, maybe something is like dead. Maybe like a small animal, like a chipmunk or something is dead. Or like
I mean, I've heard of that where they've climbed up into the engine well somewhere, and died, and then just sitting up inside there.
Yeah, it's so I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully this fixes it.
Yeah, that'll be good. No more.
Have you ever changed a filter?
No, not. I've never done one of those. No, I've done everything you said, and I've also done brakes. So.
Oh, see, I would never do brakes.
That's as far as I've.
Now the car smell. We have a funny story about involving me, you, and a car smell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we've ever told that on the podcast before.
I don't know.
You want to tell people about how I was falsely accused and my shoes for the fish smell in your car?
Well, first of all, those sandals were stanky. So
No, it's not the sandals. It was my shoes that I wore to Wegmans.
Oh, I thought it was I was thinking the sandal thing.
No,
No,
that's
you're talking about my the leak I had. Um, oh my God, what was it? The engine
power.
coolant. Or
Was
I
it
think
that or power steering fluid?
No, I think it was the engine coolant. And so I had so a small little leak that must have been leaking underneath the carpet on the passenger side, which I never knew. Well, see, I never drive. I was never sitting on that side, so I never even know. I would never have known it was wet underneath there. But yeah, so I thought it was your stinky shoes.
Because it smelled like fish.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that fluid has a stink to it anyway. But when it's soaking into the carpet and then just constantly there, and then like when I was getting hot too and everything,
Yeah, the hot weather reveals all about your car.
It does. That was nice.
All right. Gary, this past weekend I went to a mental health retreat.
Oh, all right.
Where was that? What's that?
Where was that?
It was at St. Anne's in West Scranton.
Yep.
It was led by Deacon Ed Shoener or Shoener. You might be familiar with his daughter died by suicide. She had bipolar disorder, and I believe she died in August of 2016. And he wrote an obituary for her that went viral.
Wow.
I don't know if are you familiar with that one?
Doesn't sound familiar now. I was down here in 16, so
Well, it went, when I say it went viral, it literally went viral. Like the Washington Post covered it. Um,
Hmm.
and in fact, for my one course at Keystone College, one of the assignments was we had to like read, I think it had something to do with mental health. We had to read the obituary that he wrote for his daughter.
Oh, okay.
Um, Basically just kind of, shedding light on mental health illness and bipolar disorder, and kind of doing away with the stigma of suicide.
Yeah.
And so kind of since 2016, Deacon Shoner is, that's kind of been his movement is with mental health. So he hosts support groups and runs support groups, uh, dealing mainly more with like the ministry part of mental health, not diagnosing, not providing any therapy for it, but just kind of helping people spiritually,
Yeah.
um, dealing it, accompanying people. So it was about that, and something I'm interested in. Uh, you know, I dealt with depression myself when I was younger. I have multiple family members who've dealt with depression and mental health illness. So, um, and just the fact that it seems like a lot of people are dealing with it, especially with the pandemic
Yep.
added to it. I think personally, cell phones and social media and all that stuff is exacerbating it as well, because
Yeah.
people are feeling more isolated.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it was an interesting, Saturday,
Hmm.
learning about, again, I'm learning more about it. Uh, and there were people there who are living with mental illness as well.
Okay.
There's people who have family members with mental illness, and then other people actually living with, bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
And so, it was enlightening and kind of get both sides of the story.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah.
Ha-
I was at a
Have you been
graduation party. That's all I. That was my.
have you been on any sort of retreats since senior year of high school?
Um. No, nothing like that. Every job I've worked, never like I've never had to go on. Like they never sent me on anything to. Yeah. No. That's probably yeah. It's probably the last time I was ever on one was for senior year.
I enjoy them. I mean, this one was just a day long. I've been on like a 3-day retreat where you meet 3 days in a row.
Mm.
My my dream would be to go for like a week long like retreat at
Yeah.
like a monastery or something. That would be like my bucket list type of item.
Yeah. No. Nothing. Just the field I'm in. There's not too many.
Yeah, I guess accountants don't really get together and
No.
talk about
Very
numbers.
rare. I mean, I think there is a couple things like that, but nothing I've ever been to.
So you were at a graduation party
Yes, we had a graduation party on Saturday.
for high school?
Yes. Yeah. Friend of ours, her son. So known him for quite some time.
Oh, is this? Oh, excuse me. Is this the gentleman who graduated from PP High School?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were down by the beach. Uh, it was nice.
Is that where the graduation party was?
Yeah. Yeah. There was.
Like on the beach?
Yep. So it was a Lions Club, right
Mm.
down in Treasure Island. So it was connected right to the beach. So yeah, we had a good time.
How many people were there?
There was quite a few. Yeah.
Was there drinking?
So we couldn't technically drink in the building, but I mean, Caddy's was next door. So and then there was one other brewery right up the road. So
Did you say patties or caddies?
Caddy's, Caddy,
Oh, caddies,
Caddy's.
like
Yeah,
a golf caddy.
yeah. So we walked over there and got a couple drinks, and And then, well, me and Shan had to take Colin, drop him off at a friend's for another party. So on our way back, of course, we stopped at one brewery, had a drink, and then we're gonna stop at this other bar. We sat down, and then like no one came over, so we left. And then we stopped at a liquor store and just grabbed something when we went back over. And then we just hung out there till probably about 11.
I saw. I think it was Shannon posted a picture of the sunset,
Mm-hmm.
and that was odd because I mean you've lived in Florida since October of 2004,
Yep.
and that may be like the third picture either of you have posted on a beach.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, we've
Eddie Mullaney, who lives in Dunmore, posts more pictures from Florida beaches than you do.
well, I know. A lot of people I know from up there post more pictures than we do from the beach. I'm not a beach person, so I don't really like. I don't really care to go to a beach. I mean, unless it's like there's the bar on the beach, or if it's a party we have to hang out with, or if it's family that come down and they want to go to the beach, and it's like, all right, fine. So I'll just sit on the beach.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she just put in this pool, and here she is at the beach.
Yeah, we were at the party, so it was
Now it makes sense.
yeah. But yeah, that was all we did on Saturday. We were there all day, and then Sunday we just hung out around the house.
Now, were there a lot of like high school seniors at the party?
Yeah, there was quite a few.
Yeah,
there was quite a few. It was actually two. It was for two kids. The party.
okay.
And his one friend. So, because they've been friends forever, so the two mothers just threw the party together. But yeah, it was. I mean, we took a bunch of our stuff down, like because I have a whole bunch of like my Patriots cornhole. I have a Patriots table, and then I have like a little like Patriots bar thing. So we took all that stuff with us down there because that's what Pinellas Park High is. They're the Patriots. So.
Oh, okay.
So my stuff down.
But now you can't drink on the beach, right? Legally.
So I don't think at that beach you can't. There's certain beaches in Florida you can. So like that one. Now if you're over at Caddy's, you can because Caddy's they own a good portion of the beach going down. So they have like tables and stuff already set up like down that way, and then they have like their big tents that you could rent and stuff like that. But I know there's a couple other beaches up the road from there you can bring stuff and drink on the beach. But I think in Treasure Island, that part you can't. So like where we were, I don't think you were allowed to actually have anything down there, but we still had some stuff down there, but whatever.
All right, not to bury the lead here, Gary, but it was revealed also this week you are newly employed.
Correct. So
can we get a round of applause?
Oh yeah, sure. Thank you. Yes. So I had my Zoom call with them again, and they made me an offer.
So, was it an offer you couldn't refuse?
Yeah. I mean, but it's I mean it's good money. I'll have to go in the office for a little bit, probably, hoping to be able to change that at some point. But, yeah. So now the only thing that's pending is my background check and a drug test, which I'm going to do tomorrow. So, and everything should be
good. When did you first interview for that job?
It was before I went away in March, so it had to have been either late February, early March.
Okay. Yeah. And it was funny because I was reading a article. I think it was like through the Hustle. It's like a newsletter I get every day. They were talking about the time between like the first interview and the actual offer
Mm-hmm.
has like increased over the last, say, 6 months. Whereas before they were just hiring people and hiring
Yeah.
people. Now they've become a lot more selective. And I know just from, anecdotally from you and your experience interviewing and looking for a job, it's been multiple interviews.
So yeah, it's funny. It's like I've had a couple interviews, and then I would never hear back from them. So I'm like, okay, I'm assuming they went a different direction. Now there's sometimes when I'm sending it out like a application or something that I do online or from LinkedIn or from Indeed or whatever, I'll get a response back saying, "Hey, oh yeah, you uh, liked your credentials, but we're going in a different direction." Blah blah blah. I'll get that. Some I just don't even hear back from at all. So this one, it was yeah. So I had the interview. They were going through a process, so I knew it was probably gonna. And I mean, they knew too because I said I was going away, so I was supposed to hear
Right.
back like end of March, but I didn't hear anything back. But that was because they were still going through their processes of stuff, and so they finally got back to me, uh, and then I had my Zoom, and they made me offer. Now I had another interview, uh, maybe a couple days before that Zoom call again, and I there was a task they wanted me to do. Well, I didn't do any of
Right.
this. I didn't do it, so I was holding off and waiting because I'm like, I knew I was gonna have that Zoom call. I was gonna like, well, let me see what they offer. So when they sent me the offer letter, it was more than what the other one was going to do, and I'm like, so they want me to do this task, take 4 hours of my time. I mean, of course, I had time, but still, it was 4 hours of
It's
putting
the
all this stuff
principle.
together to send and not even know if I'm going to even get another interview. And I'm like, I didn't want to waste my time with it. I'm like, and this one was offering me a little bit more. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to bother. And today I get an email from that other, they're like, hey, we never received your thing. We didn't know if you're still interested. Uh, Let us know if you're not interested anymore. We'll take you off the next interview section or whatever. So I'm like, oh well, crap. I guess they were still interested in me, but I was just like, I mean, they wanted me to put a PowerPoint together, like a fake email, and then like do all this other like a couple other like it was like 5 or 6 different tasks on there, and it was going to take about 4 hours to complete it. I'm like, I've never had to do. I've done where they've given you like a accounting test to take to see like where you're at, but I've never had one where they wanted me to
Right.
do all this. Like I'm like this. I'm like it was almost like if I was getting ready to take a class and it was doing a final project. But
Yeah.
I'm like I didn't want to waste time doing that crap and then not even getting another interview. But oh well, whatever.
Yeah. I did a interview for, I want to say it was Progressive Insurance. I might have told this story where you went into like a hotel. You had like your own hotel room set up like kind of as an office.
Okay.
They gave you like a packet with instructions. And then these two guys come in as like customers, like to make a claim or something.
Okay.
And the one guy was like such an asshole
uh
on purpose, but he
huh.
was like such an asshole. And I'm there, like I'd taken like a day off to like go to the interview.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, I took a day off of work to be like hassled
Mm-hmm.
in this mock interview.
Yeah.
Like, and I was there probably 2 to 3 hours. Then you had to like create a route for this guy based on like a map and all this stuff. And
Yeah. See, I hate that. I'm that's something. Okay, fine. You want to do something like that, but that's something you do on like as a training, not as an interview. Even like this, where they wanted me to do all this work. I'm like, you want me to do all this work, but then so now I'm like, is this an actual training thing, or am I actually like doing someone else's work or whatever? Then you're just going to turn it in or something like that, and I'm like, I'm like, I don't want, I'm not dealing with this crap right now. I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, just talk to me if you like me, hire me, and then I'll do your work. but I'm not doing all that extra crap for an interview, and then not even guarantee that I'm going to have a second interview.
Right.
If I did, I'm not even guaranteed getting the job. So it's like, all right, and I did all this crap for no reason.
Yeah, because after I did that, then I went and spoke to the other guy, like the boss,
Yeah.
and I was in there for probably about an hour, close to an hour with him. And the whole time I'm thinking he's a real nice guy, but I like know I didn't do well on that other part with the like rude customer.
Yeah. So that's
So it's just like,
I seem to do good with all like the HR people, but then when it comes time to like talking to like the actual like the supervisor or directors or whatever, like they always seem like they're all so like stiff, and then it's just like there's like the conversation kind of just is crap, and I'm like,
yeah,
and then that's when it goes downhill. Like the guy from the Times, I'm like, me and him had a great conversation. They're talking. He was all, haven't heard back anything. So I don't know what's going on.
well, the HR people, I think that's their job, is to make you feel comfortable and
Mhm.
it's a great place to work and
Oh yeah,
everyone's like me.
yeah,
And then you meet the guy from the accounting department and he's just a, stiff board.
yep. But I mean, it's funny because even that other interview, like she was asking me a lot of like questions, and I'm like, and I was like, man, I'm like, it's been a little bit. I'm like, but I'm like, so that I was like, I was getting them, but it was taking me a little bit because I'm like, I haven't done it in a while.
Right.
I was like, but I
Because
thought,
you'd been out of like daily accounting for 2 hours
yeah,
for 2 years, right? About 2 years now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like some of the stuff she was even asking, there's some stuff I didn't really do either. So it was like I knew it from school, but then of course I've been out of that for 4 years. So it's like,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, oh, she's like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, no way. I'm like, that's not even on that. She's like, that's correct. I'm like, okay. I was like, man,
Well, congratulations, and hopefully everything works out for you,
yes.
and you retire.
Yep. I'll be
From,
starting
from,
June 5th. So I still got
that's it.
another full week off.
All right. Don't rush back, Gary. Take your time.
Oh, I am not. Well, I mean, like I said, we had like haven't heard, and then we had all these plans made. So because we heading to the Keys this weekend. So I didn't want
One other quick note from this weekend, Gary. I finally had a high noon.
to. Okay.
So I had so I went to our Pennsylvania liquor store, and they had a 8-pack,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and I think that was like 20, maybe it was like 19.99 or 20.99.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then they had 4-packs,
Mm-hmm.
and if you bought like 2 4-packs, it was a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the 8-packs they had were great. 2 of them were grapefruit.
Oh, they didn't have the variety?
They were a variety, but 2 of them were like there
Oh,
was a
yes.
black
Okay. Yeah.
cherry.
Okay.
Yeah. But two of the variety packs were grapefruit, and I'm not a fan of grapefruit,
Okay.
and no one in my house is.
They had a tropical one. I don't. So what did you ended up with the one that had the grapefruit in it?
No. So what I ended up doing was buying a black cherry one
Oh, okay.
and a peach one.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Because they have another
my
variety pack out there that has like tropical fruits in it, like passion fruit, watermelon, something like that. So they probably just didn't have it there.
my mother-in-law really enjoyed the peach.
Mm-hmm.
She had 2. I had one of the peaches. It was nice, and then the black cherry was. They were nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could do it myself, though.
Yeah. I mean, they're good to have to where you don't have to be mixing. You just open the can and just drink it.
Right.
They're good for like being on the beach or being at the pool, something like that. But yeah, if you're at home if you're at home, it's just easier to make a drink than it is to
Yeah.
buy those.
So I'll maybe experiment some more with because I drink a lot of seltzer anyway,
Yeah.
and then I like vodka. So
No, those are good. I haven't tried the White Claw vodka seltzers yet. Um, then there's Dogfish Head came out with some. Those are pretty good. Um, what else? There's a couple other varieties. I just tried this other one called Swell. They were okay.
Mm.
They weren't bad. There was a couple pretty good flavors mixed in that group. But yeah, I mean, high noons are good for like. They're also good like you're gonna go on the boat or something like that too. Just something easy on in the can, and that's it. You just have to.
You know,
You don't have to worry about mixing.
Gary, we had some great response from our presidential talk last week, so I want to continue that because we have some more developing news with the presidential 24 campaign.
All right.
It was announced this week, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
officially enters the presidential race.
Okay.
Now he is a Republican. He's also a black man.
All I know about him.
And the interesting thing too, Gary, is he won his last two senatorial elections in South Carolina by large margins.
Hmm.
In 22, he won with 63% of the vote.
That's a good chunk.
That's a nice number.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other interesting thing, just reading about him, was he kind of went on the attack against Biden, not Trump. Smart play there, you think?
See that right? I don't know because the problem there is you're not actually running against him yet. So I mean, you really want to get the other people out of the way first, and then now I don't know if he's just jumping on it now because it figures okay, well, if I jump on Biden, people see that and they'll want me to go against him, and so I mean, I guess either way, I guess that would work too.
I think it's kind of a smart play because Trump likes to play in the mud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So almost by like, you're not ignoring it, but you're ignoring it. You're like, I'm not gonna do what he wants me to do and get into, a verbal insult,
Mhm.
contest with him. I'm gonna actually talk about how I'm different from President Biden and the current administration,
Yeah.
which as a voter I can appreciate. Again, I think Donald Trump is very funny and humorous, and I think he's good for the election because I think he's going to keep people honest. But at the same time, I am so far appreciating what Tim Scott is doing as far as the direction of his campaign.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't really know much about him, just from just the brief stuff I've read on Twitter. But other than that, I mean,
And now that's two Republican candidates from South Carolina. Nikki Haley, who's a
oh, that's
woman,
right. Yep.
Gary,
Mhm. Yep.
and Tim Scott, who's a black man.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
some nice diversity already to the Republican candidates as well.
It'll. I think. I think that's going to be an interesting race right there. All these Republicans, because I mean they're all over the road, so it should be interesting to see how that's all going to turn out. What they're going to do.
And then Gary, what's the latest on your governor's
Ugh.
Ron DeSantis, his campaign?
I've
What's the buzz down there?
bet you that I don't know anything what he's doing. That man, he's another one. He's all over the damn road.
Now I understand he's going to be probably this weekend, I think, announcing.
Oh, is he finally going to do it?
I believe so.
I don't know. He's he's so far up Mickey Mouse's butt that I don't know what the hell he's doing anymore. That's his whole main thing now is trying to fight Disney.
Yeah, he's
The problem is he got whooped, and now he's back trying to he's just staying with it and just not just giving up.
That's something that is concerning to me because I think he's a viable candidate for president, but I'm worried he may get kind of caught in the quagmire there in Florida with Disney. Although I think there's a lot of people, a lot of Americans who obviously, are behind him. Even Gary, a lot of your neighbors are apparently behind him. He won re-election by 19% in November.
Whatever.
That's a big margin, 19%.
Well, you know what? Now, the lady that was running against him, I thought she was really good. I thought she was going to be pretty good. I can't remember what her name is now. I feel like it's been so long.
Didn't he run against Christ?
Maybe I'm thinking of a couple years ago. Yeah, it was Chris this past
Oh,
time.
okay.
But then, he's another one. He doesn't know what the heck he wants to do anymore either. He's all over it. So I mean, it was basically. I don't think anyone was bringing him back, and I think that's. So I mean, we haven't had a Democratic candidate in Florida in a while that was worthy enough to jump in there.
I do notice you're wearing your red glasses, though. I like that.
Mm.
Slowly, it's coming out. You're Republican. It's slowly exposing itself with the red glasses.
Blue one. Hold on. No, you know what? It's so hard anymore. It feels like there's nobody really worthy to run.
You might like Tim Scott. It's a very inspiring story.
I'll have to look.
Look it up.
I'll have to look him up. But from what I've gathered from him was he doesn't really do a whole lot of stuff. So, I mean, that's what I've read. But I mean, that could be coming from a source.
Right. Yeah, you got to consider the source. Now, Gary, there's a GOP debate scheduled for August. Are you ready for debate season? That's going to be here before you know it.
You know what? I don't think I've ever watched any of the debates ever.
You've never watched one debate.
I'll pull them up maybe on Twitter when I'm scrolling through, and
you and Twitter.
But I don't. Yeah, that's it. That's where I get my news.
We got to get you off Twitter.
I don't think I want because I don't really watch regular cable TV anymore. So it's like I don't even pull up any of those stations unless it's during football season. And I'll watch, but other than that, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Maybe I did. Maybe I had. Maybe the one year with Clinton and or not. With Clinton and Trump. Might have had that one on. But other than that, I don't.
She's a nasty woman.
No, you know what? I probably should, but I never watch them because they just a whole bunch of just bull coming out of all their mouths, and then it's just a lot.
It is, but it's great theater.
Yelling back and forth at one another, and it's like, oh my god, it's just like that's why I don't like. I'm glad I don't watch like regular TV anymore because then I don't have to see those ads popping up anymore, and
that's true.
Baloney, because that was always annoying. Just like one after another, and it was just like, ugh, I'm like, stop already. Who cares?
Yeah, it'll be ad season too. That's a good point. All right, Gary, I want to turn our focus to the weekend ahead for both of us.
Yes, sir.
You have a sort of you're like a jet setter now here. Where are you heading this weekend?
Yeah, we're heading to Duck Key. So it's one of the keys down there in Florida.
Now, who's going?
So it'll be the three of us, my mother-in-law, brother and sister-in-law, and the two kids, and then their neighbor and her family and a couple of friends of theirs. So, but we're still rented our own place. So
the whole group of you, or like you and Shannon?
The 8 of us will stay at one place, and then the other group is staying somewhere else. So. But yeah, I actually just looked it up today because I wasn't exactly sure where it was. Well, I was looking up breweries, in the Keys. So
That makes sense.
and the couple I found, I'm like, so then I'm on the map looking at the thing. I'm like, oh man, this is like I think Duck Key's almost like halfway down the Keys. So I think it's another. I think Mandy said it's like maybe another 2 hours to Key West from where we're going to be at. So they were talking about maybe going down, I guess, on Saturday, like driving down to Key West. I've never been to Key West, so I've never been to part of the Keys. So this should be interesting.
And Key West is where Hemingway had a place, correct?
I believe so. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think they have the tours and stuff down there.
So are you planning on doing that or no?
I don't know. I tell you the truth, I don't know. They all.
Who planned this, Gary?
They did.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't know what's going on.
Who planned it? Mandy and Shannon, or
no? Probably just Mandy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, Mandy and probably her neighbor. But no. So who knows what the hell we're doing? They'll say we're gonna go somewhere, and then we'll end up staying at the house the entire time. I think there's supposed to be a pool at the house, so who knows?
But this isn't like a romantic rendezvous for you and Shannon.
No, it's just a little family thing. But we're gonna actually go because we're leaving Thursday morning from here. We'll drive to their house. We'll stay there, and then Friday. Well, I found out they're supposed to be working, I guess. So it was supposed to be like Friday afternoon. We were going to drive down, but we're thinking about going earlier. So we're going to probably like drive down earlier and then hit up some of the breweries on the way down that way before we get down there. So we'll probably go a little bit before them.
Would it be quicker for you just to go to the Keys?
It would be if we were doing the boat. So there is a you could rent or you could buy passage on this speedboat. I think it's down in Fort Myers. So you drive down to Fort Myers, which would be about an hour and a half from here.
We have a friend who lives in Fort Myers, correct?
We do. And then you get on this speedboat, and it just takes you down, and it's a shorter trip, or it might only be like if I left from my house, it's like 9 hours, I think, to get to the Keys.
To drive?
To drive from here.
From your house?
Yeah.
It's another 9 hours.
Yeah. So I think it's like 3 hours on the boat. You can get a plane too. We could have. I guess you could get tickets to fly down that way too. But
is there an airport in the Keys?
Mm-hmm. Yep. But we're gonna just drive over to their place because then from their house it's probably 4 hours. I think they said to get to there. Oh yeah. Nothing's easy at this place. So yeah, so it'll be 3 hours Thursday driving over there. It'll be another 4-hour drive on Friday to get down there. So, but then we're staying there till Tuesday, I believe. Then Tuesday we'll drive back up to her sister's. We'll hang there till I think Friday, and then we're gonna drive back because we have a graduation party on.
Another graduation party.
Well, this is an 8th grade graduation now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
On the beach?
I don't know where it's at. It's John's daughter.
Oh, okay. Who just celebrated a birthday this week. Happy birthday, John.
Yes, happy birthday. It was on Monday. I'll be going out with them tomorrow night. So, because normally it's our Thursday night, but I was going to be heading out of town, so I was like, hey, can we go out a day earlier? And the place we usually go has axe throwing tomorrow, so we're gonna go there and throw some axes.
Oh, so share some pictures with us.
I will. Yeah, that's all right. My upcoming weekend.
Now, will you drive the whole time? Obviously, you're taking multiple cars.
Yeah, well, originally she was saying, "Oh, we could probably take one car. We could fit all 8 of us in ours." But then that I'd have to bring like that luggage thing that we bought that goes on top. But they were supposed to take the boat with them. I don't know if they're taking it now.
Like a trailer?
Yeah. Like they'll just pull the boat down with them. but I don't think they're doing it now. But then like I said, I just found out that they were actually working on Friday a half day still. So I'm like, well, I don't want to sit around waiting, and then by the time they get home at like say 12, and then they get ready, now it's like 1 o'clock. Say 2 o'clock, we finally get on the road. We're not down there till like 6, 7 o'clock at night. I'm like, I'd rather, instead of wasting my day just sitting there waiting for them, we could head down early. I could hit up all the breweries down that way that I've never been to, because when am I ever going to really get back down that way again? Down from Miami and all that. So I said, let's do this instead. So we're going to drive ourselves down.
Interesting. Well, this weekend up here in Northeast Pennsylvania is the famous St. Ubaldo Day race.
Right.
So we'll be heading over to Jessup and our friend Lisa's.
Yeah, one of these
complex.
One of these days, one of these years. It's been a while. I can't remember the last one I was at.
I was gonna say, when was the last? Have you?
It was
You
right
were up
after
for
we had moved
Ubaldo.
down here, so it had to be like 2005, 2006, maybe. It was before Colin was born, I believe.
I was gonna say, I don't even think Ruby was born last time you were up here for that.
Yeah, it's got to be like anywhere from 5 to 7. That had to have been when I was up. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long time since we've been up there for that.
Because the one year you came up, it was right after.
I think, yeah.
Because you came up like the first week of June.
Oh yeah, I think we had just missed it.
Yeah.
No, one of these years we'll make a trip back up for it. It's been quite some time. I think I still have my Baldo shirt somewhere in here.
No, which saint do you what color is your shirt?
It was yellow. We had the yellow one.
That's
Baldo.
That's Baldo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll get up here.
Gary, you have news of the weird for us?
Sure. I do.
Let's do it. And now it's news of the weird with your host, Gary McDaniel. And reporting live from the Tampa Bay newsroom, the one and only Gary McDaniel. Gary, what's news?
All right. German surgeon fired after getting hospital cleaner to assist amputation. Berlin. Officials at a hospital in Western Germany have expressed regret after it emerged that one of their surgeons got a cleaner to assist in a toe amputation. Public broadcaster SWR reported Friday that the incident at the Mainz University Hospital, which happened in 2020, didn't result in any complications to the patient, but the doctor has been fired. The hospital's chief executive, Norbert Pfeiffer, said the surgeon wrongly decided to go ahead with the routine procedure, even though no qualified assistant was available. When the patient, who had received a local anesthetic, became restless, the doctor asked a nearby cleaner to hold the man's leg and pass surgical instruments, according to local daily Mainzer Allgemeine Zeitung. The paper reported that the cleaner had no medical experience. The incident came to light after a hospital manager spotted the cleaner, bloody gauze pads in hand, in the operating theater, it reported. This should have never happened, German news agency DPA quoted Pfeiffer as saying.
So he must have told the hospital cleaner, stop him from flopping.
So true.
Now, Gary, fortunately, we've never had any body parts amputated. Do you think you could ever watch like an open heart surgery or like an amputation?
No, I barely was able to watch a C-section.
Mm.
So even though the nurse was like, "Oh, go, you can peek over the curtain," I kind of did a okay. That's good. I didn't even look. I looked like across the room to the other side of the table.
So you didn't look when you didn't look.
Oh no.
I don't know if I would have been able to look.
Mm-mm. I mean,
I don't do good. I'm not. I think I'm like too empathetic. When Bernie was getting, Bernie had like stitches
mhm.
twice in like a month when he was little. And the one time he was getting, I think it was the first time he was getting sewn up, he was like screaming. And I was like starting to like
Mhm.
get lightheaded.
Yep.
And that was just like his chin.
Oh, I used to have like we used to take Colin even to the doctors just for his regular like shots. I wasn't even able to like she'd be holding him and then they're like, okay, just hold on to his legs, and I'd have his legs and I'd have my head turned this way because I can't watch that. I'm not a big needle guy. Well,
I've heard that about you.
but no, I don't think I could. I don't think I could do. Like I said, I mean, when I walked in that room and they're like, "Don't touch anything blue," and I'm like, everything was blue, and I'm like, I go, "Oh, this ain't good." So I'm like trying to mosey in that stupid little white outfit they had me in, and then yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, if you want to peek over the thing, go for it." I'm like, "Why would I want to?" She's like, "Oh, go ahead, do it." I was like, "Oh, fine." And I just like I said, I lifted up. I'm like, I wasn't looking because I mean, at that time, I think she was already opened up, and I'm like,
Mm.
I'm good, thank you. I'll pass. I will pass. Yeah, not not something for me. Yeah, I don't think I could do any of that stuff. I mean, even when I'm watching those like videos when people like break their leg or something like that,
Oh,
or like when they like you see their ankle going like watching football and stuff like that, and they'll replay it.
yeah.
That makes me queasy.
There's an actual like brain thing because I can't um I have it bad. Like if the kids are running on the driveway
Hmm.
barefoot,
Oh,
it like sends shivers up my legs, like up to my knees.
uh huh. Yeah.
Like it like when you watch those like guys on BMX like wipe out
Oh yeah.
and you like feel it, but
Hmm.
now it's like even if I'm like watching someone walk around barefoot, I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
can like feel every
Mhm.
step in my legs. It's
It freaks me out.
even though I have neuropathy, it's just
I can't deal with any of that stuff. I hate it. No, no, thank you. All right, and our second story is Taco Tuesday. Trademark
ooh,
tiff flares anew between fast food competitors. Cheyenne, Wyoming. Declaring a mission to liberate Taco Tuesday for all, Taco Bell is asking U.S. regulators to force Wyoming based Taco John's to abandon its long standing claim to the trademark. Too many businesses and others refer to Taco Tuesday for Taco John's to be able to have exclusive rights on the phrase. Taco Bell asserts in a U.S. Patent and Trademark Office filing that is, of course, dated Tuesday. It's the latest development in a long running beef over Taco Tuesday that even included NBA star LeBron James making an unsuccessful attempt to claim the trademark in 2019. Taco Bell believes Taco Tuesdays is critical in everyone's Tuesday. To deprive anyone of saying Taco Tuesday, be it Taco Bell or anyone who provides tacos to the world, is like depriving the world of sunshine itself, the Taco Bell filing reads. Uh, Basically, what this is about is you cannot trademark something that is generic, Polar said. That means it doesn't have any association with that particular source of product. James, a well known taco lover, encountered this problem when he tried to trademark Taco Tuesday in 2019. The Patent and Trademark Office is a ruling that didn't refer to Taco John's, deemed Taco Tuesday too much of a commonplace term to qualify as a trademark. The chain's relatively small size doesn't discourage big time enforcement of Taco Tuesday as trademark, which dates in the 1980s. In 2019, the company sent a letter to to a brewery just 5 blocks from its corporate headquarters, warning it to stop using Taco Tuesday to promote a taco truck parked outside on Tuesdays.
Now you can go to Wyoming, Gary.
I know. The filing is one of 2 from Taco Bell involving Taco Tuesday. One contests Taco John's claim to Taco Tuesday in 49 states, while a similar filing contests a New Jersey restaurant that bars claim to Taco Tuesday in that state. Both Taco John's and Gregory's Restaurant and Bar in Summers Point, New Jersey, have been using Taco Tuesday for over 40 years. So, yes, Taco Bell is fighting small companies.
And it is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
But you'll hear this on Wednesday.
Exactly.
We actually had, because today is Lucy's birthday, we actually had, Jill made them. So she put chicken in the, do you want to go ahead and end your?
Sure. And that's News of the Weird. Well, my thing too is I didn't like Taco Tuesday. I get that from the movie. What was it, the Lego movie? I thought they were the ones that.
Well, Taco Tuesday's been a thing for years.
See, I
It's
remember
been a saying for
movie, and that's
for
it,
years.
So,
but we had Jill made chicken in the crock pot, and then we shredded it. She made one like hot, like buffalo chicken.
Yeah.
And the other one was plain. Mixed in, I think, sour cream or ranch, something. And then put it on a taco shell, like fried a taco shell with this mixture on it with cheese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Browned both sides, and we ate those. They were really good.
Sounds good.
I think they were called TikTok tacos.
So
you can probably find the recipe on there if you have a TikTok.
Yeah,
which I don't.
I do, but I just no. We'll do tacos every once in a while.
The kids love tacos, but they're kind of time consuming to make.
They are. The funny part is they're easy to cook. It's just making the taco itself. You're like, you got to add this and then do this and then that. It's like,
well, you've got to cut everything up. You got to shred lettuce.
Oh,
I mean, you could buy shredded lettuce. Or you could buy
shredded lettuce. Yeah, I don't. So the only thing I see, so making the ground beef is easy. That's the easiest part, I think, of making tacos. That, and then, but then I'm like, usually I'll put the nacho cheese on mine. Then I'll throw the shredded cheese, the shredded lettuce, the meat. That's pretty much how I eat mine. So
yeah, we have like tomatoes, sour cream.
Yes. Well, I'll buy them for her. I don't put. She'll put the sour cream, the tomatoes, and all that crap.
Yeah.
And then the taco sauce. I don't deal with any of that crap. But we just bought these other. Actually, we just did tacos a couple weeks ago. When we went grocery shopping, and we bought these. They look like little cones.
Taco cones?
They're taco cones.
In
the shape of that. So then actually, I think they were supposed to be like pouches. So like you kind of like you pull them out, you open them up, you just fill them up, and then you eat it that way. So they weren't bad. They were pretty good. I think it was Ortega. So.
Speaking of pouches, Gary.
Yes.
Now, I saw an item today about Target, which I realized this. I think it was last year, though. I walked into Target in June, and it was Pride Month galore in Target. Basically, the whole front of the store was covered in Pride propaganda. We'll call it. Now, apparently, with the backlash from Bud Light and that transgender person they made like a beer can for, and their sales have plummeted since then. Apparently, Target had like an emergency call with stores this week to discuss, especially in, I guess, more rural southern locations, about moving their pride displays to the back of the store.
That's gonna go over.
Now, are you a frequent Target shopper?
Oh yeah, that's all we do. That's all. That's Targets are. We don't do Walmart anymore. Once in a great while, I might go to Walmart, but it's always we're always at Target.
Now, I don't think their pride displays are probably up yet because it's still May 23rd.
Yeah, what's that? June.
But June is Pride Month.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
I'm trying to. Ours aren't really. I mean, from what I recall, when I go in, like they're not like blasted with a lot of stuff. I mean, it might be one little section, like when you first walk in the door. There's this, and at least in the one that I go to, when you walk in the door, there's like that section of the dollar garbage stuff that they sell, and then there's right before you get to like the women's section, there's like this one little wall, like this thing that they kind of small section right there that they usually put like random stuff. Like Christmas, it's always the pajamas and things like that.
Right.
So that section might have some stuff, but I don't recall ever going in even in June and just getting like just blasted with it.
I realized it last year.
Okay.
That it was now the reason I'm bringing this up is because apparently one of the things Target is offering this Pride Month is a quote tuck-friendly bathing suit.
Okay. I when you sent me that earlier, I thought it was the brand. I thought it was like Tuck was the name of the bathing suit. So I'm looking up Tuck bathing suits. I'm like, and it was all women's bathing suits popping up. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Now, did you find one?
I haven't. See now I need
like
to go
even online.
I could look. No, because even when I was looking up I looked up Tuck swimsuits for men or something like that, it was just coming up bathing suits for men, so it wasn't showing anything there.
That's the point.
Well, I meant like I wasn't showing like what you're talking about, because I know
Now,
there's
Gary,
like there's like underwear out there too where you basically it holds your boys.
Now, Gary, how big of a thrill would it be for you to show up at Duck Keys wearing a tuck-friendly bathing suit? How embarrassed would your in-laws be in front of their next-door neighbors? Would it be worth it?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what it looks like. Like, I mean, if it just looks like a regular bathing suit, they'd never even know. So, I see. I've like when it comes to bathing suits now, I've gotten a little bit picky now. I don't like. I only get the ones now that have like the almost like a spandex inside. So they're kind of like almost like wearing a pair of like boxer briefs, but like silky boxer briefs.
Okay.
They don't have that mesh inline anymore. I don't buy those anymore. I only buy the ones that have like.
What brand is that? Because I'm in the market for a new bathing suit.
Actually, the one I bought from Target, the only one that I could find that had was it was the Speedo brand.
Oh boy.
It was Speedo.
I think we saw pictures of you in that, right? It's the red.
They're just the red shorts.
David Hasselhoff.
But if I lifted up the short, you could see what looks like if it looked like I'm wearing a pair of underpants underneath it, like a pair of like silky boxer briefs, but they're attached to the shorts. So
and they don't like.
It's no more that mesh inline, like that little like.
Yeah, and because that kind of chafes.
Yeah, that's like Colin can't like whenever we buy like if he gets a bathing suit like that, we have to cut that inside out because he can't wear it. It rubs his leg, so he's got to go without. He'll put underpants on. But now I found these, and they're so much nicer, and they're more comfortable to wear.
So a Speedo from
So that
Target.
was the one. Yeah, that was the one I just bought, and then I actually the other one I bought was from Target as well. But that one I found a while back. Um, it's almost like it's like camouflaged. The one I had, but then it's got that inline. I don't know if I had one out here, I'd show you, but it must be in the house. But no, they're so much more comfortable. You have to, what you have to do is you have to just when you're in the store in all the bathing suits, you have to just kind of look inside, and you'll see it. It actually it's like you know how like the other one's just that little it's just that mesh. It looks like a pair
Yeah.
of old school underpants. Well, these
Mhm.
are like a silky boxer. When you look inside of it, you'll see like if you lift the leg up, it'll be poking down the leg. And
What'll be poking down the leg?
poking down the leg is the in the
The lining.
the lining, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Okay.
But it's yeah, I've they're like compression. When I looked them up on Amazon, it's like a compression legging underneath the bathing suit.
Now, would you try on a tuck-friendly bathing suit for us and like model it in like a Target?
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't bother me any.
Now, do you think you'll be going in the next day or two? Like,
Uh,
could you go tomorrow after you drop the kid off at school?
Actually, I do have to go
You have to.
tomorrow because I need more allergy medicine. So, but it might have to be later because I have to take Shannon because I've already went over my limit of purchasing allergy medicine. Because you're only allowed to buy every 30 days, and yet there's only 15 pills in the package. So it doesn't make any. It's the stupidest thing. So because it's over the counter, I have to buy it. But yeah, I'll probably be heading over there tomorrow.
No, you wouldn't feel awkward asking someone to help you find the quote tuck-friendly bathing suits? Or you think you'd be able to find one?
I'll probably
Because like you said, you like to look
yeah.
in
Oh
the
yeah. I go through yeah. Because I mean, the whole section is actually it's funny is the men's bathing suits are right next to the fitting room too, so it works out perfect.
but would they be in the men's department?
Well, I thought they. Well, what the hell would they be in? The women's?
Wouldn't they?
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I'm getting you now. I'm understanding what you're saying. I'm understanding what you're putting down. See, I'm thinking of.
Well, you better understand what I'm trying to put down.
I
That's the
wasn't
point of a
thinking.
tuck-friendly bathing suit.
I wasn't thinking tucked that way. I was thinking of like the ones that have little like cups inside. Where have you ever seen these underwear like where you put them on and like your boys just go inside this little like they'll
Oh,
tuck inside a thing.
like a G-string or something,
It's
kind of.
not a G string, but they're like they're like boxer briefs that you wear. But when you pull them up, it's almost like having like a cup from baseball, but it's already built into the underwear, and so you just stick your buddies in there, and it keeps them from just dangling. It like cups them inside. That's what I was. That's what I was thinking. You
I have
were.
to share the video of you explaining this. You're with your hand. You know.
You put your buddies inside this little thing inside the pants, and it holds them in there, so they don't go flapping around. That's what I was thinking you were talking about. Now, okay, now I'm getting where you're talking about. Okay, I got you. I don't know if I could do that.
Because that would be like a bikini,
Yeah,
most likely.
yeah.
It'd be like a bikini bottom.
I don't know if I'd be able to even walk with them on. Jammed up in there. Oh, that's cramps just thinking about it. Ugh. I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Do some investigating tomorrow and see what you can find out. Even if you take a picture of like the inside,
All right.
we'll see what's going on with those
If
tuck-friendlies.
we even have anything like that here, who knows?
Oh, I'm sure you do in Florida.
Florida, we ban everything.
Well, you better buy one before DeSantis bans tuck-friendly bathing suits. All right. Anything else scary before we head out for the night?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, no. Enjoy your Baldo.
Thank you. Enjoy your duck keys. Now we will have a. There's been a fly here in the studio tonight.
I've seen him fly a couple times by you.
You and I and Lisa appeared on a podcast with our friend Chuck Shilkin, the How Charts. So just to give people a heads up to look for that coming out probably the end of this week or over the weekend. Has to do with songs of summer.
Yep.
So look to that.
I forgot to tell Chuck I'm still waiting on my shirt from that episode we were in.
That's right. Yeah. And we'll have that. I had a piece I wrote this week about the typewriter I found at the Goodwill store. So check that out.
Up.
And I'll have a piece for the Song of Summer as well to kind of accompany that podcast. And as always, we hope that you subscribe to the Brian Lennon Show.substack.com. It's free. We also have a paid option. It's $52 for the annual subscription, Gary, which comes out to what per week?
$52. Well, I don't know. We're going off of 5 days, 7 days. I guess all 7 days, right?
No, I didn't say a day. I said a week. How much does that come down to a week?
Oh, okay. So 4 weeks. So what? That's like $13.
Okay, Gary. The subscription is $52 for the year.
Oh, for the year.
There's 52 weeks in a year.
I'm going off a month, so it's $1 a week.
You're overthinking it.
I was.
All right. So it's $1 a week.
Everything's monthly, so I'm going off of a month.
Yeah, so for $1 a week, you can sponsor us and subscribe and help us out and all that good stuff. All right, so that's going to be it. I am Brian Lennon. As always, thanks to my co-host and producer extraordinaire, Gary McDaniel. And thank you for listening to The Brian Lennon Show. We'll be back next week.
Peace out.